Have you ever noticed how much effort we put into mastering different arts? The art of painting, the art of music, the art of writing, even the art of making money. But the greatest art, the one that holds all the others together, that's the art of living itself. And strangely, it's the one we spend the least time learning. So what is this art of living? Krishnamurti says it's greater than any book, greater than any scripture, greater than any temple, greater than any invention of the human hand. Without it, everything else loses its meaning. If you know how to live, truly live, then your music, your science, your relationships, even your culture, they all flow from that source. But if you don't, cleverness, achievements, progress, they remain empty. Here's the radical part. Krishnamurti tells us the art of living can only arise in freedom. Not freedom as an ideal, not freedom in some distant future, but freedom right now. And then he says something that jolts us. The first step in freedom is the last step. Do you hear that? The very first step you take, if it is true, contains the whole journey. We are used to thinking in terms of progress. I will become free tomorrow. I will grow gradually. I will get there one day. But life is not tomorrow. It is now. If you take the wrong step now, tomorrow is already poisoned. But if the step you take this instant is clear, direct, true, then the whole of life opens before you. So the real question is not what you will do later, but what step are you taking now? And here is where things become subtle. Life is vast, complex, filled with 1,000 details. Work, love, money, sorrow, joy, fear. How do you know where to begin? If you choose one area, say relationships, and make that your focus, you may neglect the rest. And yet, if you try to swallow the whole of life at once, it feels overwhelming. Krishnamurti suggests another way. Instead of picking and choosing, take one living thread and follow it, like a seed in the soil that contains the whole tree within it. If you watch the seed with care, you begin to understand how the entire tree will grow. In the same way, when you give full attention to one feeling, like anger, you begin to understand the entire movement of the mind. Within that single seed of observation lies the whole pattern of conflict, and also the possibility of freedom. Now let us look together at one thread. Conflict. Is it possible to live without conflict, without control, without forcing ourselves into some ideal of what we should be? This sounds almost impossible, doesn't it? We are taught that life is struggle, that without discipline, without effort, without control, everything will collapse. But is that really true? Or is it just a story we have inherited? Krishnamurti says we can only find out when we look directly at what is happening now. Not tomorrow, not in some ideal state, but right now. Look at your own mind when it is angry, afraid, or restless. Normally, the moment a feeling arises, the mind begins to escape. It calls it a name. It compares it with the opposite. It invents a story. And in that very escape, duality is born. I am angry, but I should be calm. I am afraid, but I must be brave. That conflict is the division created by thought. In reality, there is only what is, only the feeling itself. Can you watch yourself as though for the first time, without bringing yesterday into it? Can you see anger without the word anger? Can you watch it without dragging in all the memories, the stories, the associations that keep it alive? Because when you do, something extraordinary happens. Anger shows you its whole structure. You see the way it has roots in old hurts, old comparisons, old images of yourself. And in that seeing, the anger dissolves. Not because you suppressed it, not because you controlled it, but because clear observation has burned through it. Let me explain it another way. When you stand before a mirror, the reflection is instant. You don't have to fight with it. You don't have to change it. It just shows what is. In the same way, if the mind can become a mirror to its own movement, anger is revealed as it is. And the clarity of seeing is already the beginning of ending it. Isn't it astonishing that something so simple, just watching, can end conflict at its roots? And yet, it is so simple that we often miss it. We are conditioned to seek methods, techniques, practices. But Krishnamurti is pointing to something immediate. The act of observing without interference. This is the essence of meditation. Not a ritual, not repeating words, not controlling the breath, but seeing the movement of the mind as it is in daily life. When you walk, to watch the act of walking. When the mind chatters, to notice the chatter, and in noticing, let it fall silent. No distraction, no effort, just observation. Even within responsibilities, labels, and daily demands, Krishnamurti asks, can you live with such clarity that conflict does not take root? Can you meet each moment freshly without dragging the weight of yesterday into it? A life where anger or desire rises but does not dominate, where fear is seen and ends without leaving scars. This is the art of living. And perhaps it is the greatest art of all, not because it makes you special, but because it makes you whole. Thank you for listening. If today's message resonated with you, we invite you to subscribe to our channel so we can continue to inspire, serve, and add value to your life. Your support helps us spread Jiddu Krishnamurti's work and wisdom further into the world. Until we meet again, take care, and we'll see you in the next video.